We're on culture.
All right, then. Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio. Yes, we are brought to you by championnews.net, your choice for the conservative voice. Our founder, Jack Roser, and myself, Carol Parisi, have Deb Gordils with us. And before the break, we were talking about culture. Michael Brown, what were you saying during the break about a moral and ethical people and self-governance?
Well, we were talking about John Adams' statement that we have given you a constitution for a moral or religious people and the governance of none other. And the reason that statement resonates and is so powerful is because they knew the freedoms that we were given and that we could use. And they also knew that it could be turned into corruption. And so ethics and morals and values, they count. And you see what the media and even the education institutions have done over the last couple of decades, where they have blurred the difference between right and wrong. It's not black and white anymore. It's all kinds of shades of gray. And as soon as you start introducing those shades of gray, then willy-nilly ethics is thrown out the door, and it's get whatever you can. And that's one of the problems that we're seeing in our society, in business, in what happened with the bailouts that we had to do. These all come back down to people doing what they can because they can. It doesn't mean that it's ethical. It doesn't even mean that it's moral.
We have forgot to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. And politics is part of that problem. A lot of politicians don't do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. They do what they have to do to win their next election. And I know, Jack, before the break, too, we were talking about liberal.
The press is the one that's destroying it. Oh. For God's sakes, the press is so stinking liberal that you can't argue with them.
The press is so in the pocket of this totalitarian president.
And the president and the press, those people are liberals, progressives, anything you want to talk. But all of their life is based on compassion. These guys want to get elected because they're compassionate. They give more people free phones, free food, free everything. They take them into this country and they ruin their chances at a decent job, and they put them on the dole. If you argue with a liberal, you're not going to get anywhere because their logic is based on pure compassion. Well, I'm sick of compassion from people who would rather work. And that's what we've got to realize is, along with the opportunities here in America given by our wonderful Constitution, you'll have to have morals and ethics. I'm an old guy, and I'm an engineer, and I'm not a holy roller, and all of that. So I come to this in a natural way of a lot of living. I've been to a lot of foreign countries and pushed food out of my mess kit into the butt cans of little kids that were hungry. I've seen where it was right to be compassionate in the real meaning of the word. But to leave behind the morals and ethics of a real society and the hard meaning of words that get you to doing the things in your life that are based on doing honest good for the right reasons. That's what we're losing from our stinking press. They don't have the first idea about moral and ethics, and neither does this president that we've got.
But Jack, you said three huge words, which the left has totally captured and used and perverted. First of all, you said compassion. Compassion is a good thing. That's what makes us human. Liberal. You know what? There is nothing more liberal than self-governance. America, it was founded on liberal principles in the classic way. Progressive. Oh my goodness. Progress has given us the automobile and washing machines, which makes our life so much easier. All of these words have been usurped and perverted by the left. And I guess my question to you, Deb, is somebody coming here from another country, not speaking and owning the language, they start hearing these great words that the left is using in their messaging.
The good thing is that they don't understand those words. They don't speak English, so they don't also understand English. So we don't have to worry about what is it put in liberal print as long as it's in English.
But I'm sure translations and stuff, it shows those words when they're messaging.
I think that you need to imagine what this newspaper, let me tell you, newspapers are dying. Why is this newspaper existing? Because this newspaper is strictly for the reader who is a Spanish worker. He wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, the wife packs the lunch, and he takes off to work, and he doesn't come back till 7:30 at night. He is exhausted. He works a full day in labor work, and the only thing that he can do, put on his coffee table, is something he can read in Spanish. So we're making it easy for him to take this, because it's national news, because it's news about issues that are important a month ago and 2 months from now. We're going to continue to find out about issues about foreign policy, like what happened in Benghazi. We're going to continue to talk about immigration. We're going to continue to talk about abortion issues. We're going to continue to talk about the workers and small businesses running from here. A lot of them own businesses, and if they don't own businesses, they're laborers. They work really hard. But you know, when they come home, they're the man of the house.
Right.
Culturally, getting back to this culture, they come home and they read this paper and they become informed, because we value their judgment and their decision making, and we know that if we give them the educational information of politics 101, that they will take that information and they will turn that into votes. And if they're in a household with 5 to 6 other voters, whether it's their young children, their wife, or aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters, those are going to turn into votes. And those votes will go towards conservative candidates running for office. That is the goal. And that is how you approach them culturally. It is the reason why they don't get what's going on. They don't sit around and talk about the liberal left media, because that is not even in their time frame.
But you know what the paradox of this is the liberals see the Mexicans as a group of people that are about 20 years behind cultural norms. They see them as antiquated, backdoor. They're still going to use them.
Because they're elitist.
But you can only use a people as long as you can fool them. As long as you can fool them, you can use them.